Fowler into Vieira, now Bergkamp. Looking for Wiltor, he's found him. Perez! Wasn't the greatest angle. It was a very probing piece of play by Arsenal. The best they put together so far. Wiltor definitely onside. Henry, Perez. Henry's behind Lundekvam. He could go in here for goal, Thierry Henry. He's still going. And had a little prod of a shot in the end that produced the corner. Fine football from Arsenal. Poise and pace. Paul Jones kept Henry at bay. Wiltor. Now I went to the right. Wiltor goes to the left. To Perez. Back for Henry. Bergkamp! And Arsenal keep their run going. Sylvain Wiltor was on the spot. The run of scoring in every league game this season, and in passing they set a new Premiership mark in that respect of consecutive league games scored in 26. And the honour goes to Sylvain Wiltor. It's been hard work for Arsenal in this first half, but Henry did very well. Shades of the winner against Liverpool for Bergkamp, but on this occasion it wasn't his header, it was smacked in by Sylvain Wiltor to crack some pretty solid Southampton resistance up to this point. Now, here's Pajas. Marsden to the left, Davis to the right. Pajas never quite seemed to make up his mind in which direction to switch the ball, and it had to be switched. That's forward by Perez for Henry. Henry! Off the bar and over. Oh, within seconds of Marian Pajas starting to look menacing in the other half of the pitch, here came Arsenal. Davis. Solidly stopped by Ashley Cole. And so solidly that he's hurt himself, and coupled with the loss of Vieira already today, this might look particularly alarming to Gary Lewin and his medical team. Heroic challenge by Upson. Perez. Now, can Arsenal switch into gear? Wiltor, in goes Henry. Well, it's kept Southampton in the game. Paul Jones' save from Thierry Henry. Well, they were struggling and scrambling at the back. Campbell jumping for it. Telfer! Well, you do sense a real surge of optimism from Southampton. It wasn't an easy ball to strike, and Telfer certainly worried the Arsenal fans and worried Richard Wright. Tesson. Edu coming in from behind. It's a free kick that Arsenal will worry about conceding. Edu will worry about it. He's going to get booked for rather cynical effort there. Tesson was getting the better of him. Fernandez jogs away from it. Svensson takes. Tesson! Arsenal's worst fears. Well, Tesson got the free kick. When he was brought down by Edu, it did look a reckless challenge, and Southampton have really punished him for it, and it's Tesson himself who put the header away, perfectly placed. And it's Arsenal 1, Southampton 1. Henry, Edu, Henry, on the counter, defender again. Oh, what a miss! Sylvain Wiltord in the 90th minute. Good play by Edu. Henry was alert and alive, and then it was just another nervous stab at it with the outside of the right boot by Wiltord.
We wanted to win the game, and we are disappointed not having won it, but I think we're a little bit flat physically, and it was just about, do we score the second goal or not, or do we make a mistake defensively or not, and in the end I think we got caught on a set piece. We shouldn't have given the free kick away, and then we got caught, and we had the resources even to fight again, and I would say just the team has given everything, but we're a little bit flat physically today.
How satisfying is it for you that you've been picking up points in what must be the most difficult part of your season, looking at the fixture list?
To be fair, I think somebody was playing games with me in the computer, because I've never had a run of games like this where you play. It was like the Champions League at one point. It was twice Liverpool, twice Man United within a month, and you got Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal all chucked in there with West Ham. So it's been very, very hard for us, and to get the points we've got at these games is quite satisfying.
Well, Gordon Strachan admitted he was knackered after that game, but understandably very satisfied as well. He's done a remarkable job since going there, hasn't he?
Done a fantastic job, and when you listen to the games they've had to play there, to get the results they've been getting has been brilliant, and I've got nothing but admiration for what he's done, Gordon Strachan. A few people doubted the appointment, but he's gone in there, sorted things out, and they're in a nice, healthy mid-table position now.
Well, they are, but the only strange thing about the Premiership is that a couple of heavy defeats and they could still be sucked back into trouble, and after some of the results they've achieved, they don't really deserve that, do they?
No, they don't deserve that, but you've got to keep doing it. It's not about sort of playing well for those 7 or 8 games that Gordon's just mentioned. You've got to do it throughout the season. Had a poor start to the season, but if they can just push on now and just get 2 or 3 more wins, they'll be in a nice mid-table position and look forward to the holidays.
What about Arsenal? They've now scored in 26 consecutive Premiership games, which is a record, and yet, strangely, at the back, they don't seem to be totally happy.
No, that's right. There's no problem scoring goals, is there? But they've lost Tony Adams through the season. Martin Keown's been in and out. The old fat back four isn't there, is it, anymore? So
the old fat back four.
The fat back four, no. But they've got the other players coming in. Upson's come in, Lusney and other players. So it's been a bit disjointed at the back, and that's what let them down. And particularly their home form. Their home form's been poor compared to Arsenal normally. Normally they would be the other way around. They'd lose away games, and the home form would be fantastic. But this season, unbeaten away from home, and lost 3 home games, which for Arsenal is a lot of games.
Well, when they took the lead on Saturday, I think most people expected them to go on and win the match. As you say, going forward, there are a few better sides when they're on song, although I know you feel there is just a missing link, something not quite right about the balance of the side.
Yeah, I just don't... When I look at the Manchester United team, when they're in full flight, there's a nice balance about the team, and I just don't think at the moment there's that balance there. Up front, you've got Henry's a fantastic player, and you've got Wiltord and Bergkamp playing here. And it just seems it's all different sorts of formations, and it's very off the cuff with Pires and everything. Fantastic going forwards, but it doesn't always help defensively, and that's possibly what's caused their problems this year.
Do you still feel they are Manchester United's biggest challengers?
Yeah, I think so. I think for me they're the biggest challengers. Liverpool, if they can get their act together, will challenge, and we've already spoke about Newcastle, but realistically Arsenal, if they can maintain their form and improve a little bit at home and stop conceding those silly goals, they're going to run them all the way.
What about the problems with suspensions that are going to be an inevitable factor in the closing weeks of the season?
Yeah, well, I mean, that really might be their undoing. I mean, they've had so many sendings off, and you can't keep justifying it, Arsene Wenger, I'm afraid. I mean, when you've got the likes of Vieira could be suspended, Bergkamp's already going to be suspended, and if they lose Thierry Henry, which I think they're going to do after his little escapade at the end of the Newcastle game, if you lose those 3 players, that's a big blow for Arsenal, and they can't afford to lose those players.
Well, they're hoping to get Tony Adams back soon. They certainly missed him on Saturday. Southampton getting the equaliser. I know you're intrigued by the way that Southampton prepared for this free kick.
Just watch, there's 4 players in an offside position there, Marcus, and you watch what they do. They're offside, so they don't take the free kick. They then all run out, run to the penalty spot, lots of confusion, and a free header for Joe Tessem. I've never seen that done before. I mean, it's the sort of thing you do on the training ground, and when the games come round, you don't actually put it into practice. But credit to Southampton, and I think they're not the only ones, but I've seen a few imaginative free kicks and corners recently, and that's fantastic what they've done. They've worked on it in training, and they've stood in that offside position. They all run out to the penalty spot, and there you can see it's not the best of defending from Arsenal, which is, you don't normally say that. You can see there at the far post, is it Sol Campbell and young Matthew Upson just stood there like statues. But Joe Tessam, fantastic header, and credit to Southampton.
Yeah, brilliant trick. The trouble is you could probably never do it again now, can you?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? All the other teams will be watching. They'll be watching this programme tonight, and you know what's going to happen. You just say, well, mark the penalty spot, or possibly you push out a bit further and push them up to the 18-yard box, and that might solve the problem.